Anyway, that's the third topic that I wanted to touch on. The last topic I want to speak about. The last topic that I want to speak about. And I want to start it off by saying that Coach Rulani has done an incredible job in his first full season as a sole head coach. Knocked out in the CAF Champions League semi-finals. One game away from invincibility, something that has never been done. One game had already broken the record for being unbeaten, stretching that even further. Right? Got to the final of the Nedbank Cup. I think, won the AFL. Hey, before I forget it, he won the AFL. But I think what I've been hearing Mamelodi Sundowns fans speaking about, for me, is that they're starting to worry if Coach Rulani is just an incredible coach, but not the guy that gets you over the initial hump, not the guy that makes you win everything, not the guy that they need when you are staring a CAF final in the face, you're staring a CAF semi-final in the face. But the truth of the matter is that heavy is the head that wears the crown. Mamelodi Sundowns is trying to become an African giant. Mamelodi Sundowns is trying to play in every Club World Cup, is trying to win every CAF Champions League, is trying to chase Ahly. Does Rulani have what it takes to unseat those type of teams? Does he have what it takes to go out and just rip things for Mamelodi Sundowns, win them 3 Champions Leagues in a row? Or will he stumble every time he gets to the big chair, the big pressure? I think if there's one weakness of Coach Rulani, the one weakness that Coach Rulani has, it's that he blinks when it's hot. When it's not a semi-final CAF Champions League against AS Tunis or Wydad Casablanca or Ahly, when it's not the penultimate game of the league, the invincible league, when the pressure starts to switch and go to Sundowns, his decision-making is superb. His tactical acumen is superb. His planning and preparation is superb. Mara makshisa. When the expectation is at its highest, he falters. Now the question becomes, you've already seen 4 years of Coach Rulani, obviously co-coaches with Mangoba at some point and all of that stuff. You've already seen those years. Is he the guy? Because whenever we have conversations about Coach Rulani, he's only young when he loses. He's only mistake-filled when he loses. That's when everybody comes out and is like, no, but you have to understand, can a club like Sundowns, who are trying to do what they're trying to do, can they sit down and say that Rulani is the guy? And I think I want to shift it to Mamelodi Sundowns over here. I did a video a couple of maybe a month ago. Well, I asked a very simple question. Does Sundowns need to mimic Ahly? Have to mimic Bo Wydad? Have to mimic Bo AS Tunis up there, up north? In the ruthlessness that they carry when they go into a season. And Ahly right now, You know when the season starts that guy, the expectation is there. Champions League. Champions League. If you win the Champions League, you are safe. If you don't, but maybe you do well in the cup or whatever, we'll discuss it. But we know what the goal is. And I started asking my Sundowns friends, I started asking them, guys, are you guys ruthless about this thing, man? Is it a must? And they were like, no, if we can get to a final and if we can do this, we can do this. Are we being too friendly? Are we being too patriotic, you would say? Loyal? And is that loyalty harming in Mamelodi Sundowns? Is that loyalty stopping Mamelodi Sundowns from going up to the next level? Is it the fact that there's still everybody's smiling with Rulani? And I'm not to say he's a bad coach. I don't want to make this about him being a bad coach, but about the seat of Sundowns. Are we still a little bit too green, too agreeable to really take on those people up there? And should Mamelodi Sundowns change? To bring it back to Rulani, I think Rulani is an incredible coach. I think he's innovative. He's not scared of trying things. He's got a lot of great attributes. My issue with the coach Rulani, if I'm being 100% honest, is that when everything is going good, when everything is going good, you can hear the pacing of the press conference. You can hear the things that he said, You can see, man, when everything is going right on the pitch, man, you watch the different tactical changes. Everything is tip-top. Guys, I'm tired. Guys, the ref. Did you see that decision that was made? What? The other team. Where's my support? I need the fans to see me. How come you guys don't support South African coaches like that? All of that stuff starts creeping up at the worst possible times. I saw a video by one of my TikTok friends, clarifying he also does football, and he said, he understands what Coach Rulani is saying and he's tired and all of that stuff. And I was like, the issue is not the statement. The issue is you don't say you're tired right before the semis. You don't start being nervous. Mazkal. What separates the good and the great coaches? The great coaches don't blink. Don Carlo Ancelotti, 5 Champions Leagues. I don't know how many other leagues. He doesn't blink when it's lit. He doesn't start, looking at all of his options and doing all of that stuff. But it's also very important to say, in Rulani's defense, I think we're now starting to figure out what type of coach Rulani is. I think Rulani is a league winner because the pressure is spread over 30 games. I think he's incredible at that. I think he's very good at, I'm coming into the league. I know a lot of these teams, one, fear me. I know, number two, that a lot of these teams, in that fear, they don't change. They don't have the luxury They don't have the luxury of changing their style of play completely and all of that stuff. So my 10 matches that I watched the other day are going to be, are going to come in clutch because I'm going to come play these teams. I've got a plan. I come in, boom, boom, boom. I get my 1-0, I get my 2-0, I get my 3-0. I get my 3 points here, 3 points here, 3 points there. By the time people are looking up at me and trying to catch me, they're also in panic mode. So they're coming into my matches panicked. A lot of them are scared. He's long-term coach. But when you speak about cup games, sometimes cup games are not decided by how incredible your tactics were. Sometimes, or how incredible your plan was. Sometimes those games, most times, are decided by that small decision you made that breaks your system. I think Rulani's system is incredible. But when it comes down to it, there's small things that happen where Jose Rivero throws in Mfukeng. And he says to him, make a plan. That was the quote. Mfukeng spoke about what Jose said to him. And he's like, no, the coach told me, hey man, I trust you, go make a plan. Scores a wonder goal from nothing. ES Tunis are playing a certain way right until the last few minutes now where they're trying things and moving different players and doing all that stuff. Goal. They win, they move on. I think Rulani is too much in his head in these moments. I think Rulani needs to learn that, sometimes you got to go with your gut. Sometimes you got to trust that I don't know, Mapena, Nyakfaga boy, I don't have a plan for you. I'm not going to be coaching you. I can't tell you. It's the last 10 minutes of the game. Go do something, boy. I think he needs to let go of that. I think his control sometimes messes with him because he doesn't have control of his control. And he starts overthinking and going through all the textbooks and going through all, Catenaccio, Libero, going through all of those things. And it just confuses him. If you look at the game versus Pirates, and a lot of the games. Here's the game versus Pirates. We all understand what's going to happen at some point in this game. Jose Rivero is going to take everybody off of the bench and say, guys, ngena nonke, go and run at this team. Mfukeng is going to come on, Dlamini is going to come on, Mabasa is going to come on. They're going to run at this team, which is something that we know Pirates to do. But yet, instead of doubling up on Khuliso Mudau's side, for example, instead of making some changes where you can catch them off, he just does a whole bunch of weird substitutions. You look at the game versus Wydad last year in the semi-finals of the CAF Champions League. Everybody is screaming, Kwalam Nyako, Kia. And instead of doing that, he keeps going with the attacking. It's like he does the opposite of the thing to prove to us that, I know football. Sometimes you need to swallow your ego, play. Sometimes you need to call Esquivel and say, my guy, there's 15 minutes left on the clock. I trust you. Go out there and figure it out. I think he's lacking some of that at times.